Greetings! So in this video we will be tackling the worst nightmare of anyone who is tired of all the OS improvement videos. That's right, we are going meta, baby. Let's talk about whether OS needs improvement and skill analysis content, what use they serve, and why some of you are so opposed to it. We will also talk about the difficulties of creating such content and where the community stands with its knowledge. Basically whether we are doing 15th century medicine or 21st century medicine. I'll be honest with you guys, I've made some improvement related videos in the past, as you can see on the screen. You might say I'm a little biased here, but don't worry, I am an Eastern European. We are built to find flaws in everything around us. I will be impartial to the best of my abilities. Still, if you disagree with anything, the comment section is right open for you. Daddy. So, the biggest criticism OS improvement content faces is that it's overcomplicating the game when there is no need to. Just play the game, can be heard echoing through the osugame subreddit and discords all across the community. Now, we can approach this issue from as many angles as an average Johnson map has to offer. We are only asking two main questions though: why care and are we sure? The obvious answer to the first question is that everyone cares about everything on the internet. Haters gonna hate and all that. But let's not get bogged down talking about people hating on improvement content, because that's exactly what they want. I figured you all out. More importantly, a lot of people are opposed to it, because OS is as close to a purely mechanical game as you can get. You click the circles, drag some sliders, spin some spinners, and that's it. It's true that OS is a mechanical game, just as much as juggling is. We will get back to that in a second. The community also has a bone to pick with coaching, which is closely tied into the idea of improving through someone else telling you what to do. I'm not gonna get into coaching, it really deserves its own video. But in short, I believe that there is some merit to it in certain specific situations, just not as much to make a big enough impact in most people's progression for its price. Though if your favorite streamer man is doing coaching, you might as well buy some from them instead of donating. If for nothing else, just for that sweet romantic one-on-one time. Yes, Johnson, teach me the ways of your anti-jumps. You are a god and I will worship you like one. The answer to the second question is more interesting anyway. Are we sure that it's pointless? Are we really sure that there is no merit in discussing different skill sets? How to approach them? How to optimize your gaming time in OS in order to do better than if you had just spammed F2? Because I think there are some merits, with a couple of caveats though, so let me tell you why. There is an interesting breed of people out there who enjoy pushing their limits and finding better ways to do so. But unfortunately, OS is a very mechanical game, unlike League or Dota, and there is a prevalent metagame. The balance of the game is very limited outside of which skill set do you want to farm with when there is a proposed PP change. Are you gonna practice aim now that we have a proposal for flow aim nerf? That's about it for the metagame, I guess. But that's alright, because people have invented other similarly mechanical stuff to do to distract themselves from the existential dread of our limited time on Earth. Not knowing whether death is just the end or just the beginning. Life crumbling as we fail to make meaningful changes in our lives. Never getting a redo. Unable to accept the fate we have been dealt with. So juggling is a great example for a purely mechanical comparison. Juggling more won't make you be able to juggle more balls, do sick tricks, or impress your local clown lady, haha. You actually need to watch tutorial videos or have someone teach it for you, even just for 3 balls. Most of us rewatch our replays when we don't understand how we messed up. We put them in the replay analyzer, show it to friends who might give us some input, and so on. Improvement content for beginners is undoubtedly useful. There is countless widely accepted advice for them. For example, focusing on no mod until they are ripe enough for mods, or using both fingers for bursts. Seriously though, you would be surprised by the amount of people who need help with this, and explaining to them the mechanical quirks of sliders. But let's not stop that just yet, because some improvement and skill analysis videos are focused on mid to high level gameplay, which is where the community is the most skeptical. This is the point where people's improvement become different for each individual, so generic tips become less useful, although you might still find something that you kind of knew at the back of your head, just weren't actively thinking about it. Kind of like diving into a bargain bin, trying to find find something useful. Everyone had moments where they knew they had the skills to clear a pattern, but after brute forcing it again and again, they are not only proven wrong, but they also get a nice little mental block with it. I wonder if we could study this phenomena to better understand how to prevent it, or even how to undo it. This is where my criticism of improvement-related content comes in. There is simply not enough people who are both capable and willing to analyze the game to an extent where it could become its own science. Digital Hypno has made some great strides breaking down skill sets in an hour-long video, Jesus Christ. But this kind of content needs to build upon itself. Individuals might have solid ideas about what helped them become skilled in this game, but that's not enough for a more generalized understanding that's applicable for everyone. Not to mention that a lot of this knowledge is locked behind the subconsciousness of top players, or they just never shared it beyond friends, because the general consensus is that these methods only benefit them personally, and it might be useless for others. As such, it will be a long while before we can confirm or deny whether these techniques could benefit most players. For example, I remember a conversation from a pretty good hard rock player about pen grip. He said that holding the pen lower helps with hard rock aiming, presumably giving more stability for precision at the cost of his speed and reach. Ever since that conversation, I hold my pen lower when I need more precision and higher when I need more raw aim. But there is so much more to study about this technique. How does tablet area size affect this? Or how do different pen grips affect this? Do you get the same benefit even when the AR is lower than 10? Or higher? In a couple of years, maybe players will come to a consensus about this. But we have to start at a hypothesis first. If the community rejects such theories by default as overanalyzing the game, then we can't even start looking into how these concepts interact with each other. Which is pretty sad, because it would be really interesting to find out, don't you think? If you don't, that's okay, but please let other people enjoy overanalyzing this game, even if you disagree with the whole premise. How was that phrase? Please enjoy game? So let everyone do that, even if they overanalyze the game. Personally, I like thinking about such things. It activates the neurons in my monkey brain. It might not be for you, but that's okay. We all have things we have a perverse interest in. Right now, I'm interested in what you think, so please leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!